I can tell you is it's my office's intention to try every case we indict. We take a long time, as you know, to prepare cases. It's one thing I changed when I came to office, that cases would be properly investigated before they were indicted, which creates fairness, because it means people don't get indicted that shouldn't be indicted, and people are investigated before we do that. And what I can tell you is it is the intention of my office. If we brought an indictment, we plan on prosecuting it.
Questions. I think it's willful, and I think a mistrial is appropriate. And I'm asking.
I can't figure out what it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is that, I don't want to malign the prosecutor standing in front of me right now. So I'm not going to say the possible things that it could be, but it is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful. But honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it.
I've made no secret about it, nor any apology, that as the district attorney of Fulton County, my number one focus is targeting gangs. And there's a reason for that. They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community. And so they have to be rooted out of our community. I said just a week or two ago, it does not matter what your notoriety is, what your fame is. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, and you commit crimes, and certainly if those crimes are in furtherance of a street gang, that you are going to become a target and a focus of this district attorney's office, and we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
But today, days after that incident, one of the 6 defendants on trial took a plea deal. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert is live at the Fulton County Courthouse with more details. This is a major development, Tyler.
Yeah, Christine, good afternoon to you. As we've been reporting, several YSL co-defendants have been considering plea deals, and today one of them signed on the dotted line.
You plead to count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act.
Guilty. And that's Quamarvius Nichols. He took a plea deal Tuesday afternoon, nearly a year after the YSL RICO trial got underway. Nichols was indicted on 7 counts, including conspiracy to violate the state's RICO Act, murder, and participation in a criminal street gang, among other charges. But his negotiated plea with prosecutors dropped all but the RICO charge. A judge sentenced him to 20 years, but he will only serve 7. The rest will be probation. While Nichols pled guilty and took responsibility for violating the state's Racketeering Act, his attorney told the judge Nichols didn't commit any violent crimes. This plea deal came just days before Nichols' 30th birthday. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Paige Whitaker told Nichols to use this sentence to start anew for his 3 kids.
Now, if you've been keeping up with this year-long YSL trial, you may have learned a few things about the state of Georgia's judicial system, along with the district attorney, Fani Willis, and the prosecution team as well. I know I can say I done learned the arrogance and the ego of all 3 can jeopardize the justice for victims due to the motivation and the political rise in career promotions. Straight up. Now, if you're wondering what I mean, bear with me for a second, because I'm going to break it down exactly what I'm trying to say, right? Now, if you checked out my last video, I predicted either a mistrial or deals was going to start being made, even though Fani Willis and the prosecution's stubbornness refused to give any kind of deals to the so-called fall guys of this YSL RICO, right? But being that the defense has kicked them in the ASS, backed them into the corner, man, they pretty much ain't got no choice, man, at this point. I want y'all to check out the video with the backpedaling that the judge had to do on top of everybody's behalf. Because you remember at the beginning of this video, Fani Willis was standing on business for the community, you know what I'm saying, and for the justice for the victims and whatnot, and how the alleged shooters and all this need to be out of the community for good. But you done gave deals already for a set of shooters to, get other shooters. But it's looking like now you just throwing deals to everybody because you got to, because now you're exposed. And that's what it is. Matter of fact, check this video out of the judge, hearing that the alleged shooter just had a birthday. So she want him to take this as a birthday present. You done sat it down for about 3 years almost now since you've been fighting this case. And, even though you was accused of unaliving somebody, you done set it down for 3 years already. Take this 7 and you be home in a few more years. Take this as a birthday present from the state. So check this video out. Then we coming back to finish this off.
This is an opportunity for you to do that and for you to put your past behind you, the bad parts of it, and continue and make your children proud of you and set a good example for them.
Now, like a shark in water, right about now, Brian Steele is smelling blood with the prosecution team. So if the deal that they prepared to make Young Thug, man, it better have him coming home within the next 2-3 years, or he gonna take his chances with the jurors, man, deciding his fate. That's just my opinion. That's my prediction. I believe the judge, man, she done with showing so much favoritism. I believe her code of conduct and ethics is starting to keep her up at night, man. It's just the energy and the actions that she's starting to show, man. And if this trial continues, the prosecution will no longer be able to continue pulling off all the unethical antics that they've been getting away with for the past year of this trial. And what's crazy is the constant attitude that the prosecution gives the judge, even though she consistently rules in their favor, man. Even though that she consistently putting her reputation on the line. You know what I'm saying? That's why I know that it's plays being made and agendas behind the scene. And I think that she just done got fed up with it, man, and she putting her foot down and gave them a heads up. And that's why I believe plea deals was being made. And like I said, either Thug's plea deal gonna have him coming home in the next 2-3 years, or they gonna take their chances, man, with the jurors, man. Brian Steele, he's smelling blood with this, man. So, yeah, that's my next prediction with this. Giving the YSL affiliate that plea deal just exposed the prosecution, and it is what it is. This Bezo, I said what I said. Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe. Y'all tune in because I'm going to keep you updated and never outdated. Peace.
And to counsel for the defense regarding her requested changes.
Okay, well,
or his, or however.
I'm gonna hope that we don't end up calling another attorney to the.
Judge, I didn't want to call the first one.
I didn't really go that well for you ultimately. I don't.